All right, today we are jumping into one of the most intense and honestly staggering prophecies in the entire Bible, the vision of the final, complete collapse of the world system.
You know, the Bible gives us this really vivid, almost cinematic picture of the end times, and it leads up to a series of final judgments. One of the absolute biggest is the total destruction of a global power the Bible calls Babylon. So what in the world is this system, and why is its fall so central to the whole story?
Okay, so first things first, we need to get a handle on what, or maybe who, is actually being judged here. And let me be clear, this isn't talking about the ancient city of Babylon from your history books. That name is being used as a powerful symbol for how the world looks in its final days.
So here's the crucial point. Great Babylon is the final version of human civilization without God. It's the entire interconnected global network, commerce, culture, politics, all of it. All our cities and systems rolled into one giant entity that's all about the pursuit of wealth and pleasure.
And this is where it gets really dark. The prophecy says this end times system becomes so spiritually corrupt that it's not even considered merely human anymore. It literally becomes a dwelling place for demons, a haunt for every evil spirit, which tells you there's been a complete spiritual takeover of the world's culture and its power structures.
So why? What did this global system do to deserve such an absolute judgment from God? What's the charge sheet, you know? Let's break down the reasons for his wrath.
And what's so fascinating here is you can see how the sins kind of build on each other. It starts with pride and luxury, which then poisons the entire world, leading to a global culture of deception and immorality. But that last charge, man, that's the most chilling one. It's the ultimate line in the sand. A system so greedy, so corrupt, that it moves beyond just stuff and starts buying and selling human beings themselves, treating their very souls like a stock market commodity. That's the point of no return. And because that corruption is just total, the judgment is described as unbelievably fast and absolute. This isn't some slow, gradual decline. It's not a civilization fading away. It's something much, much more sudden.
The prophecy actually repeats this detail over and over for emphasis, in a single hour. Think about that. The entire global system that took humanity millennia to build, all its economic power, its cultural achievements, its cities, it all comes crashing down to nothing in just 60 minutes.
And this image, wow, it just captures the absolute finality of it all. It's not just broken, it's consumed by fire. It is wiped from existence so completely that not even a trace of it can be found. We're talking about a complete and total reset. Now, understanding the timing here is absolutely key. This isn't some far-off, abstract idea. The prophecy places this event right at the climax, at the very end of that 7-year tribulation period. It's the final judgment on the world system happening right before the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Now, an event this huge, the collapse of the entire world, you can bet it's going to get two very different reactions. And the contrast between what happens on earth and what happens in heaven, well, it tells you everything you need to know about what Babylon really was.
On earth, you have the kings, the merchants, everyone who built their power and wealth on this corrupt system, and they're just weeping. They mourn the loss of their luxury and control. But in heaven, it's a completely different story. There's an absolute explosion of joy and praise. Why? Because God's righteous judgment has finally come. Justice has been served, and the evil system that oppressed and devalued so many people is finally gone forever.
So, when you put all of this together, what's the big takeaway here? What are we supposed to understand from this incredible and frankly terrifying vision of the end?
Ultimately, what this prophecy is declaring, loud and clear, is this: a global system built on pride, fueled by greed, and one that gets so bad it puts a price tag on human souls will not be allowed to stand forever. Its fall is God's final, thorough, and complete judgment on that evil.
And that, of course, leaves us with a pretty heavy question, doesn't it? When we look around at our own deeply interconnected world, with its focus on wealth, its global culture, its complex systems of commerce, this ancient prophecy really forces us to ask ourselves, how many of Babylon's fingerprints do we see on the world today?